Carlos Mencia accuses Joe Rogan of joke stealing.
Yes, this is, so for context, because a lot of people don't know, in the comedy world, it's kind of a historical event that happened. I don't know what time period this was, early 2000s?
You're talking about the incident on stage? The
first incident.
It was probably like 03.
At the Laugh Factory.
Yeah, at the Laugh Factory. It's probably early 2000s, right? Joe Rogan proceeds to ambush Carlos Mencia's set in the middle of it. Mid-set, because it was a big story going on around the time that, like, yo, if you do a performance in front of Mencia, he's going to remix it, flip it, and put some Spanish in it and make it his.
Yes.
It was a big thing. And it was one of those things to where, at the time, Carlos Mencia was so big, and the comics he was stealing from, they didn't feel like they had the rank to really do anything about it.
It was at the Comedy Store, sorry.
It was at the Comedy Store.
In 2007, over allegations that Mencia had been stealing jokes from other comedians.
Journalism.
Yeah.
But it was one of them things that, like, people who felt out of rank, they couldn't say anything. So Joe Rogan took it upon himself to do what everybody in the room essentially felt. And it was like, yo, man, I can't, and wanted to do, but just didn't have the fear factor in them to be able to get it done, that he was stealing jokes. And this fucked up Carlos Mencia's career.
Because he was red hot too. Like, he was on his,
maybe even white hot. He was pretty big at the time, and like this whole thing kind of just stifled the growth, and the trajectory that he was on.
My bad, dog.
No, you good.
If you check the chat, I just sent the video. If you wanted to play it, because Joe Rogan was,
we can do that.
You fucking thief.
Yeah.
But
the actual audio.
It is like this story was.
I'll put it in the chat.
Everywhere, nigga.
This is
like,
comedy lore.
From everybody in comedy was talking about it.
Even Patrice on Opie and Anthony, they had their take on it when it was happening for the first time. Like this was, and Patrice is on Joe's side.
It's so funny. I was in high school, like this war was going on outside, and I had no idea.
Yeah, I had no
white
idea
people.
about it. Real time, I did not know.
No idea.
I was still listening to Cassidy.
I was definitely listening to Cassidy freestyles.
Y'all couldn't hear over that Black and Mild.
And like, people probably know like the severity of stealing jokes, but it's
you could do got to explain
it's
it.
Genuinely like, I don't even want to compare
it's
it to
the bottom
that,
of the barrel,
but it's a bad thing. It's like, nigga, you stole me.
There are only but so many deadly sins in comedy, and that's one of the biggest ones.
Yeah, and Joe's getting hit. Carlos is happy that Joe's been accused of stealing Brendan Schaub's joke now.
Yeah, it's coming full circle. But this was the original moment. Like, I didn't realize it was 10 minutes.
Lauren, you might want to go to like 3:57.
All right. Do you think we safe to show this on the screen?
It's so old.
Yes.
I think we can do it.
Nigga, the people who recorded this are dead.
This looks like somebody.
Perfect. Where you? Yeah, where you?
Yeah, I think where you were.
Yeah, it's right.
Oh,
it's,
this
it's
is
right
perfect.
after. It's right after. So I just went back 5.
Okay.
All right.
Hit it, white man.
Nigga, they don't want this.
Why the fuck would it matter? Why would it matter to you? Why would it matter to you? No, that's just showing to you that your interest in me is fucking retarded.
For my friends.
No, not from your fucking friends. Bullshit.
What is that?
I hate this wackiness.
Yeah, this music is crazy.
We'll get through it.
Bobby Lee, let me tell you. The video on the internet of him admitting it. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Bullshit. That's bullshit. Bobby Lee's his friend.
Pause real quick. So for context on this,
Nigga, I was watching Smack DVDs, and this is what the DVDs were like. This was cracking back then.
This is what's cracking in the white streets, nigga.
Yeah, literally.
But for context on this, Joe, like we said, Joe Rogan was the only nigga speaking out against this. Bobby Lee was one of the victims. He was trying to get him to come on camera and really like talk about what happened. Yeah. But like nigga said, everybody was kind of walking on eggshells with this situation.
Because he was
That's why it was so groundbreaking that Joe went up and did it.
Yeah. And Joe had to be the person, because it's like, he's Joe Rogan. Like, he had multiple different bags to lean on.
He knows Kung Fu. He's not going to get fought on that stage.
Literally.
Like, come on now.
Yeah. And he's Fear Factor Joe during this time period, too.
He had he just got his fuck you money, nigga.
Yeah,
fuck you. You selling jokes, nigga. Fuck you.
Yeah. Nah. So this was a very big situation.
Yeah, and we don't even, should we play some more?
Context is everything. Lauren, skip 2 minutes. Let's see what we find.
You actually skip or continue?
Yeah, skip 2 minutes.
Was that a joke?
Well, I couldn't tell because he was about to get into the Bobby Lee thing, so I didn't know if he wanted to go there.
Oh, but yeah, it's all right.
You want me to tell you what George Lopez did? Shut the fuck up and he shut me up. I'll tell you what George Lopez did since you want to read this. White people! George Lopez actually said on Howard Stern that he doesn't want any other Hispanic comedian to make it except for him.
Yeah, maybe he said that shit comes from. That's a funny thing to say. That's what a comic would say.
No, he says that because he's like everybody else. They're jealous because
jealous of you fat fuck.
Yes, you are.
He's going there.
Yeah. Jealous of anybody.
And the crowd loves it.
Steals material. I am inspired by other comics. When I saw Dave Chappelle perform here, I went home. I'm like, God damn, I want to write. That motherfucker was genius. It was brilliant. I see you and I go, just because you did another joke the other day. I saw you do a joke about licking a fucking asshole. It's like licking a battery. I saw a guy do it in Vegas. I go, well, that's where he got it from. The Reverend Bob Levy from the Howard Stern Show.
And the body language y'all see on this nigga is the exact same squirmy body language he has at 50 years old.
Yeah,
he's the exact
Vlad's
same
couch.
nigga. The only
he does it like a he has Weasel vibes.
Yeah,
he's
done it wrong.
squirmy
for sure.
Mucinex man vibes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He looks terrible, honestly.
He'd be better with junkie mannerisms. Like it'd feel more natural.
He'd
feel less weird.
Yeah, like Lush's best friend.
Yeah, Lush looks normal next to him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Lush look like he pays taxes next to the Carlos Mencia.
Yeah, nah.
And I don't remember the fucking timestamp for this video, and it might be because it gets spicy from the top. So just run it. Is this the original one where he's accusing Joe Rogan?
Yeah, this is part 10, but it's the accusing one.
The Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
and so for
Joe Rogan of stealing jokes, accuses, yeah.
Decades pass. Carlos Mencia finally gets his moment. Joe Rogan recently dropped a special that lacked a whole lot of luster. There was a lot of reviews on YouTube that, were trashing it. There was a lot of like tired tropes that he used over and over again. And some of these jokes happen to have a lot of similarities to a comedian named Brendan Schaub. That's funny in itself.
Yeah,
honestly, it is.
That's just
literally.
I'll
That's
just leave
a joke,
it at that. That's
nigga.
funny.
Yeah, that's an actual joke, nigga.
But Carlos Mencia is having his day in the sun. Because Joe Rogan is being accused of the same thing that he accused him of and stifled his whole entire career. Lauren running from the top. Let's see a man's vengeance on full display.
Look, as someone who has gone through multiple canceled cycles already,
Sure.
I'm on my third.
I'm on my
fourth
eighth.
one. You're on your eighth? I think I'm on my third.
Okay.
Vlad is over. That's it. He's done. His career, no one's going to come interview with him anymore, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
I've always held on to this philosophy. Unless they kill you or put you in prison, y'all ain't canceling shit.
Right.
That's how I really feel.
Right.
Yes, you might have a downtime. You might have a time where you got to lay low and not be as outspoken or whatever. But
Sure.
as long as you keep putting out quality material,
Right.
people are going to forget about it next week.
Correct.
The people who didn't like you will still not like you. They'll have an extra piece of ammo not to like you. Oh, well, there's also this, and this is why I really don't like him. Whatever.
Right.
It doesn't matter. You keep putting out material. Like you look at the 50 and Ja Rule beef. 50 managed to trick Ja Rule into thinking that all of his success, the way he sings on his songs, does girl songs, isn't what he should be doing.
Right.
So Ja Rule stopped doing it. He started doing songs like Clap Back.
Yo, Vlad
and
And then he kind of
Vlad has been talking a lot more in these interviews.
A lot.
Skip ahead. I thought I grabbed the timestamp for this one. I grabbed it for the other video.
Yeah, but so you had it for
about
the second
Cat
one.
Williams. But I thought I could have sworn I screenshotted this. But just jump ahead
Vlad do be talking.
because Vlad has been talking. I haven't even heard Joe Rogan's name.
Oh my God, this isn't a subject, but did y'all see his Don Lemon interview?
I was watching it. It's very interesting.
Nigga.
Good, interesting, or bad?
It's like
Should we make it just a quick segment? It's
I've only saw one
Later,
clip
later.
though.
Me too.
Let's just
Just
go to
remember
the
it.
later.
Just
I'll remember it.
Just
That'll be a
remember
little
it.
bonus because
It's Don Lemon.
Yeah,
He's
he was getting down to the nitty gritty about
yeah,
it.
yeah,
About what goes on in them writers' rooms?
How did you become gay?
yeah. Like, it's Don. Nigga, it's Don.
He was
Okay.
getting to the nitty gritty.
How did you become gay?
I let's finish this segment. It was crazy.
But I think we found something.
You can't let them bother you because at the end of the day, my biggest fear, so to speak, came true. That this joke stealing stuff is going to be so prolific for everybody that it's going to just become every comedian is going to get accused of stealing jokes. And that's pretty much what's happening right now. Every comedian is pretty much getting accused of this shit. And you know what it's actually doing? It's diminishing what we do. It's diminishing who we are as comedians. It's taking away the power, the beauty, the artistry of what we do. It's turning it into some really shitty, simplistic, oh, this guy can tell that joke. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
That's not how this works. It's taken me sometimes years to perfect not just a joke, but the joke that I tell before, the joke that I tell right after, the joke in between, like to make the arch, to bring this 45 minutes to 1.5 hours of a beautiful movie. It's not that simple, and I hate that it's gotten there, and I hate that now because every comedian steals. Now every comedian is a simple joke thief piece of shit, and it has demeaned the art of what we do, and that was my fear.
Yeah, I remember TK
this nigga's
Kirkland.
delusional as hell.
This is what we call revisionist history, kids.
Yeah.
Right.
This is a tall tale of a nigga just lasting longer than what the truth has lasted.
Yeah.
To where he can just rewrite it himself. Like he's taking this approach like he's a martyr in a sense, right? Doesn't it sound like he feels
sick.
Like I'm the first one they did it
This
to.
is exactly what I didn't want to happen
And
to
that's
everybody.
why in the beginning when you was talking about that book, like I compared it to this.
Oh, okay, you thought of
that's
this. Yeah,
the dangerous part of the book. Like you can read 48 Laws of Power and become a good person or a bad person.
Right.
You can read a book and become, but this
Him
nigga,
saying everybody's getting exposed to stealing jokes is fucking crazy.
yeah, no.
Like, nigga, you know how popping like Too Lazy to Try, Comedy Enforcement, their pages they would double their amount of subscribers right now if niggas are stealing video jokes that rampant.
If something came out about Andrew stealing a joke,
oh my god,
that would be crazy.
What?
Yeah, it would. They went crazy with this Burn the Boat special.
Yeah, they did.
I don't know if it was Comedy Enforcement, it was one of these comedy pages. They literally took every joke Joe Rogan told that sounded any somewhat similar to another joke and put them right beside each other and was like, decide.
It's probably podcast cringe. He's a pretty thorough hater.
Yeah, he's
a pretty thorough hater, respectfully.
Hate.
Yeah,
respectfully,
but the thing, like he's a hater, but he'll give Joe Rogan credit.
He does.
With ease. So it kind of makes me think, like, if you do it that easily, are you biased for real, or are you, you know what I mean?
Just a real journalist.
But with him, I kind of fell back off of his. Even though I love the way he does his videos, it just felt like I could tell you don't like that. You really don't fuck with that nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of hard to like keep watching some shit when it's like you hate him.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and it's clear.
It is clear. Yeah.
He still hasn't brought Joe Rogan's name up though, which is interesting.
He's kind of alluding.
Do y'all want to wait for it, or do y'all want to?
I thought there was another video where he brought it up.
There's another video where like he kind of reneges on everything he just fucking said. That's why I put it in there. But y'all get the shit. Like Joe Rogan got accused of stealing jokes. Go to the one that says Cat Williams, and go to
845.
Hold on, let me see real quick.
I think it is. That's
845 is good, but I had another one I put in my notes a little bit earlier. Go to 754.
Carlos Mencia sweat easy.
He's sweating right now.
He's glistening.
Chill out. That's great.
I don't live in that, but the fact that a lot of other people will see that and go, "Oh, you know what I mean?" I think that, like, that's it. Like, I just hate that, and I don't want to live in that, and I wish we didn't live in that. I wish we just do your act, do your shit, do whatever you wrote that comes to you, and kill it. And walk away from it. You don't have to put anybody down. You don't have to tell everybody that you're better. You don't have to tell everybody what they did and what you did and how to compare it. Just do you, man. Be you. Do what you do to the best of your ability. Walk off stage with pride, and that's it. I did your act, bro. That's why I'm telling you. So if you go back there, maybe you should do some new stuff. Don't do your old shit. and I was like, the stuff from my HBO special, and he's like, well, Yeah, most of that stuff. And I was like, are you serious, dude? He's like, I'm very serious. I was like, oh, God, I love you so much, bro.
Vlad is a good fake laugher because
Do y'all
is not
hear
funny.
that?
You
Yeah,
want to
I
know
Do y'all hear what was just said?
Yeah.
the irony?
He took light of a situation where his friend stole his joke.
Yep.
But in the previous clip, he's on that hill dying about how, oh, this is exactly what I didn't want. The comedians just gonna be stealing shit and stealing shit.
Yeah.
But you're the reason if there is this great theft in comedy, you're a part of it.
You made it acceptable.
You made it acceptable. You laughed it off.
I forgot who. It was somebody on the 5150 show. It was another comedian. And he was talking about how he was touring with like Eddie Griffin, and Eddie Griffin stole one of his jokes to say it at the end of the night. And one of his reasonings was like, nigga, it's better if I say it, nigga, I'm going on last. Like Eddie Griffin and shit. So that's a thing that has happened in comedy. And what's ironic about the situation, Carlos Mencia has had his ass chakra evolved, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
That's a big part.
Open.
I'm sorry. His ass chakra is open. So, and I, out of respect to me and him, because I didn't watch the video, I just saw the headline. He has been touched when he was a child. So something has been stolen from him when he was little.
Got you.
Hurt people. He ended up stealing a lot of different things from a couple of different people.
He molests jokes. Is that what you're trying to say?
He fondles jokes, nigga.
That's crazy.
He got that shirt from Five Below.
You saw it.
Yeah. It's a good shirt, though.
Or you could just
It's a
tell
good
by
Five
the
and Below
neckline.
shirt.
You could just tell by the neckline.
So that's not a 1/4-inch collar.
I've had those cheap T-shirts before.
Hey man, yeah, like a cheap ass SpongeBob tee or something.
Yeah.
Shut up, nigga.
I forgot about that
I
shirt.
forgot about it too.
Bubbly ass SpongeBob shirt.
Shut up, nigga.
Oh man. All right. Yeah. Can we talk about?
Shut up,
The one and only.
Should we do it now? Just real quick. This is so quick.
Don't second guess yourself.
Yeah.
Follow you.